Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, you are watching Crypto Hamster channel. Today, as usual, we will look at some news, very little. Of course, we will have a look at the price of Bitcoin, and today I will share with you my thoughts about the altcoins and which of them may perform better during the next bull cycle. Let's go!
Let's go.
One major news I would like to share with you guys today. 2 days ago, SEC rejected ProShares application for Bitcoin ETFs, and together with that one, in total, they rejected 9 ETF applications for Bitcoin. And recently, just today, they announced that they are about to review the rejection of those applications. And it means that it's like, well, we now decided that it's too early, but probably, maybe eventually, we may agree that it should be approved. And the point is that it's sort of a second hint for us that maybe if CBOE application will be accepted, then the rest may be also be accepted eventually. It's like CBOE should be the first, guys, and please wait. Maybe eventually, if like the first case will be positive, then the rest maybe also be positive. So very interesting, and again very positive. Now let's look at the charts, and again, as basically the same as before, nothing really interesting happening. The only one thing which I would like to mention is that just the recent maybe day or something, a little bit more than a day, Bitcoin showing a little bit increase in the price and forming a sort of a channel, ascending channel, and also we see some important levels around 6,600, which Bitcoin touched a few times, and once it was a breakout, like a false breakout, and also the second level at the bottom, maybe 6,230 or 40. And if the price will continue evolving in this sort of corridor, maybe even bigger this one, because we have these spikes around here. So even though it is in this sort of channel, it may either face this top level, or it will make a break of this channel eventually. And of course, many people see this channel and trade accordingly, but when it will reach somewhere around here, this top point, this will be the time of the decision. And well, again, we go either way. The major thing here is, again, the longer we stay here, the stronger will be change in the price. And in my opinion, since there are a lot of shorts, still very huge, like enormous amount of shorts here, we really want to cut them down, but unfortunately it's not that easy to predict, because otherwise everybody will be reaching this market. So what maybe the like whales or whatever that you call them would like to do is to raise the confidence of people who will be in short position, and they will break this down, and then maybe they will touch this bottom channel. This is just the scenario which I think to be most most possible. So they will touch this channel, and then maybe even break this channel down to 6,000, maybe 100 or 100 something, and then show some volume here, and people will go short even more, and also some panic sell. So those huge players will buy probably a lot here on the panic sell, and then as soon as the critical mass will be accumulated, they will make a huge jump in the price. They probably will just buy the whole sell books until maybe 7,000 or something like that. And of course, those shorts will work basically as buy orders, whether it is liquidation price for them or the stop orders for those shorts. positions. So that might be a really huge boost. I'm still standing on this position, but let's see what will happen. This is sort of a 1-2 days interval when we will see some interesting moves. But also, what I would like to share with you guys is the altcoins, which I think perform better than the others, and maybe if the Bitcoin will show a new run up, the new bull cycle, they will be among the first altcoins which show the best, the biggest profits. So one of those is Nano, and as I probably already mentioned before, Nano was performing quite well from this bottom on middle of the August 14th, 15th, and it shows like 250 already, like maybe 300% increase in price for this period of time, almost like 10 days. So, and recently it was trading within this triangle, this wedge actually, and then we made 2 attempts to break the top, but we didn't, and finally today it broke it. And which is interesting, now I'm looking at the Nano BTC, so this is a sort of a area of the resistance here when it was the support before several times, and now we're approaching this area. But actually, if we look at the Nano USD, then this is much more reasonable. So you see there are like this level was touched several times before, so this is actually the real level of the resistance, and we basically broke it. And this level is the same level as we tried to break here these 2 times. Of course, we actually see the same, not the same, but we also have one more level around here and some areas around here. So it's huge region here when we had a lot of the trading volume, and we will have hard time to go through it. However, if we'll make similar movement as before, if the Bitcoin price will go higher, so Nano will follow, then probably we can go up to here and even break this. And if we'll do that, then Nano will be a very good position, because there is not so much of the resistance on the way to already like $4.50. So it's really huge comparing to even now. So it's again additional 100% of the rise. And based on the fact how Nano is performing these days, and also you see the volume is increased, so I think it has very high chance to push it to the very nice levels. So second is Icon, and Icon is actually touched the level. If we look at the very beginning of Nano trading, it touched the level of the bottom of the very low historical level of its trading at Binance, at least, actually in the other exchanges too. So, and it bounced from exactly perfectly from this level, and I would say it would be nice if Icon would trade here for a while, so to have to build a substantial basis for the foundation for the future rise. However, even the fact itself that Nano has touched that bottom and didn't break it, and holds this position firmly, I think that this is the time when Nano is actually at the very attractable price. So basically the only one way is up, and the ratio of the profit risk reward ratio is very interesting, very appealing, because you can put your stop very close to this level, just below this level, and if you go long, right, and if you'll buy somewhere around here, then you may have a very decent profit again, because there's not so much of a resistance. The Icon was falling for a while, and probably the first strong level will be around here. So you can see that it's like again 280 or maybe even 30, depending on 300, depending on where you will buy it, percent of the profit. And of course, Icon is not some kind of a shitcoin. It's a nice firm stable project, well, relatively stable project, established in with its history. So nice fundamentals, and eventually it should still will go up, must go up. So I believe that one of the best potential gainers. Third one and the last one is Walton. What I would like to tell about Walton is, well, again, it shows one of the biggest rises recently comparing to all the other altcoins. Some rebound, but still holds position. And again, it was bounced off the level. Actually, it's a bit even lower. So sorry. So this level was actually a bit lower even than the I put it initially. So this level was the lowest low. Like I wouldn't consider this price action, which you see the huge volume here. It was quite of a struggle between bears and bulls. So this level was a support, and actually it was almost the same as here. And finally we touch it around here, and we bounced from that perfectly. So it's like the altcoins, they reach the very bottom that they can, and if you didn't buy Walton here and you didn't buy hopefully Walton here, this is the area where it promises you the best gains. So again, well, it has some wage here from like falling wage, and we may either break it soon, or we will touch this support area again, or if we'll break it, we have still like chance to break it upwards eventually. But I don't think that we'll break it. Probably we will break this sort of trend, and this is the green line, which I think may be for the Walton maybe a little longer in time, of course, like December next year or whatever, but still quite a lot of the chance to the price go like that. And I will even would be thinking that maybe, since it's sort of a, it wouldn't say it's the perfect fractal here, but still this part of the price is resembling this part of the price, and if we'll make one more, then probably it will be like this. And also it is against Bitcoin, so you can imagine if Bitcoin will rise at the same time, how much profit Walton will give you eventually. I believe it's really nice deal. Again, also taking account the risk-reward ratio, you can put your stop very close, tightly to the level of support here. And that's it for the altcoins. Of course, there are many of them which are performing not so bad, and I would be happy if they will eventually. But those three are the major ones which I looked at the moment. So, and I think a couple of things which I would like to share with you, except the price and the news, is that I just tweeted this picture. So you see, this was the price action of Bitcoin for the recent year or something like that. And we believe that Bitcoin will rise, right? If we don't think that it will go down. So for its rise, there are two major scenarios possible. First, we may continue the same sort of pattern of pump and probably again dump, like this, I don't know how many, 10 times or 20 times, and then like 15 times for this price anyway. And then we will go back and make a long correction with some bumps here and there. And at some point it's nice because you can finally sell at a very high price, but some of us will be greedy and will not sell, and will not sell even here. And in general, for the industry, for crypto industry, this sort of behavior, this blue line behavior, is not the ideal one. So we don't want the price to be that fluctuative. We want it to be more stable, of course rising, but better slowly but constantly, like this yellow line. So I would prefer this to happen, and then everybody will be calm and happy, and also it will make a very nice environment, very nice appealing atmosphere for all the people who didn't yet invest, for all the funds. We may have the positive regulatory activity, or like some things like ETF will be accepted or something like that. So I would hope that this would happen, but probably it's unlikely. I still think that since this is the market and market has its rules, probably will do it like that. So be prepared, guys, and just decide when will you sell in order not to be too greedy and lost too many of your investments. And the final thing, just a little bit maybe of a humor. So we were talking about ETFs recently for a while and whether it's good or bad. So I made a little sort of a manga here, and you see Bitcoin comes to a guy which is looking like a drug dealer, and he said, "Hey, let's be friends." And that guy said, "No, you're just too small," and so on. Go away, maybe come later. And then Bitcoin become bigger and stronger, like 20K, and he came again, and that guy say, okay, I see you got stronger. How about this? And he offers him futures contracts, like to be able to be opened. So, and after the futures, Bitcoin looks like this again, small and dizzy and with red eyes, and see, oh, I got high, because this is apparently, like, sorry for the humor, it's a drug dealer, and futures represents the drugs. So I got high, but every time I have this, the effect is not the same, and I got even smaller, and I need something stronger, something better now. And guy suggests him to try the ETF. Of course, it's just a joke, guys, but still, we don't really know how ETF will affect the Bitcoin price. Potentially, and most likely, it will make it rise, but who knows? As Andreas Antonopoulos was worrying about, maybe it will make some fundamental problems, so we would have to face them in future. Hopefully, we will deal with that. And that's it for today. Thank you for watching the video. I hope that you will subscribe and push a like button if you did like that video, and maybe we will meet again in the next one. Have a nice day, and successful trading, guys. Goodbye.